Shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, before I get into my lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Lakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and that rule well today. And peace and salutation also to the fellow laborers that's in the ministry and the believers that scatter worldwide in all truth and sincerity, day in and day out. Once again, I'm the brother Shaquat Gabar, coming at you with another quick lesson. And right before I get into this lesson, this message or these videos goes out to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, and also to the Israelite foreigners that are scattered amongst the heathen nations and that may take on a physical appearance or look of another nation. But if your bloodline goes back to Negro, Latino, or Native American descent by the seed of your father, you are considered an Israelite as well. Once again, Shalom. So basically, this is going to be a quick, lesson. Okay, current news. Okay, when it comes to, as you can see, I have here on Google. Okay, when it comes to the whole ICE situation. Okay, now agents being deployed. Okay, amongst the U.S. airports. Okay, when it comes to more and more. Okay, this is leading to the coming of more of the time of martial law. Okay, eventually. Okay, because we already know about ICE already been set up. Okay, when it comes to the so-called illegal immigration. Okay, throughout different countries. Okay, containing. Okay, so-called illegal immigrants. Okay, throughout different parts of the states. Okay, but now they're in the airports. Okay, when it comes to the travel. Okay, by the way of the air. Okay, so that's going to push more restrictions, strict legislations. Okay, especially now, talking about being on alert for a T attack. Okay, possibly a T attack. Okay, we know lately a lot of these planes has been crashing. Okay, you just recently had one, I think, Air Canada. Okay, a plane for Canada that crashed, I think, in like New York. Okay, but certainly now you have these plane crashes. Okay, there you got the TSA workers. Okay, quitting the jobs due to the fact that the shutdown, government shutdown, that they're not getting paid. Okay, so they instead of they working, okay, and not getting paid, okay, they decided to quit. Okay, and now that you got ICE replacing them, okay, which has always been been funded, okay, when it comes to Trump, okay, billions of dollars to the ICE agents, okay, now to the point in these airports, man. Okay, so you see the AI overview, and it says in March 2026, Trump administration deployed ICE agents to U.S. airports to support transportation security administration. Okay, and it says TSA doing staffing shortages. Okay, all this is done by design, man. Okay, once more they want more and more um um when it comes to control. Okay, by the way of surveillance. Okay, you got the talks of the real ID amongst certain airports that they want to introduce now. The real ID. Okay, which we know that's going to lead to Revelation chapter 13 verse 16, the RFID micro. Okay, when it comes to surveillance. Okay, people able to to travel. Okay, you got the talks of possibly a pestilence. Okay, an individual that can be ill and aboard the planes and cause a endemic. Trying to be careful with my words. Okay, so that's why they're gonna push more security as well amongst these airports. Okay, like I said, just as also possibly a T attacks. Okay, and it says while officially tasked with administrative duties like coward control or logistics, their present their present has led to target immigrants arrests, raising concerns about safety for travelers with with uncertainty legal status. Okay, and they talking about you talking about illegal immigrants. Okay, yeah, like I said, because you got usually you have to when you fly you got to have a passport. Okay, and that's why now they starting to push the real ID. Okay, but soon it's gonna be um the RFID micro. Okay, that's gonna be under people's skin. Okay, to bring more surveillance. Okay, biometric. Okay, you hear the talks of smart cities, safe zones. Okay, and soon it's gonna be you're gonna hear about more in the time of martial law, checkpoints, searches. Okay, not only the airports but soon the train stations, bus stations. Okay, traveling. Okay, in general. Okay, so you see. Okay, certain key details. Okay, let me see. And you see, current news. Okay, Trump has deployed ICE agents to the nation's airports. What's their role? Okay, ICE is at the airports doing travel chaos. Okay, what agents are and ain't. Okay, it's some madness. I'm outside. It sound like I mean in my hood. It sound like they about to fight over here and all that. But I'm gonna continue on. And it says ICE agents at some airports been checking IDs in security lines. Okay, so more and more surveillance, man. Okay, more and more, like I say, leading to the real ID eventually. Okay, the implementation of the RFID micro. Okay, because the RFID micro is not just going to be for buying and selling, as they're going to replace the physical dollar at its place in these elites of I.C.E. Okay, ready to bring the NWO and bring a cashless society. Okay, in a digital format when it comes to that RFID micro. Okay, but also it's going to be a way of tracking. Okay, surveillance. Okay, it's a Trump's move to send ICE to airports files to break and press and end long lines. Okay, and that's what they'll say. Okay, more quicker process. Okay, when it comes to that, that real ID. Okay, because they say that people don't have the real ID and got the your typical passport. Is going to be longer for them. Okay, but it's going to be a quicker process for those that got the real ID. Okay, yeah, you can see. And it's which airport is ICE going to? What will agents be doing? What to know? Okay, ICE at airports. Trump's troll move backfires. Yeah, they over here, man. Oh, yeah, let them fight each other, man. Y'all probably can hear him in the background. Okay, but they gonna get worse for hearing out, man. Okay, our people ain't know about the time of Jacob's trouble, man. Okay, our people so used to fight against each other. Okay, murder each other, do harm to each other. But at the same time, we in the time of approaching Jacob's trouble. All hell about to break loose, and Lord sharpening the sword when it comes to Esau Edom. Okay, ready to bring in these troops, man. Okay, when it comes to martial law, man. And this is an example right here leading to it. Okay, the whole ICE situation being deployed in U.S. airports, man. Okay, so you can see the information. Okay, so everything gonna get tightened. okay, here in America when it comes to more surveillance, okay? And wait till it's full-blown martial law, okay, when it comes to the next crisis, okay? They already talking about be on alert for, like I said, a T attack, okay, a pandemic, another outbreak, okay, civil unrest, okay, the coming of the financial crashes, okay, woes, financial woes, the economy coming to the point of a crash, okay? Hey, so we coming in these times, man, okay? So let me go ahead and get into the scriptures. And I'm going to start off with Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. And it says, Son of man, prophesied and say, thus say the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. And that sword going into Esau Edom. Okay, Esau Edom's blessing is the sword. And it come in the form of his military might. And at this time, advanced weapons with AI and technology. Okay, as this place is moving towards more, okay, to technocracy. Okay, as you hear more and more about AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, that's gonna come with the new government. Okay, of the earth. Okay, especially when it comes to this place, America, and they're gonna back it up by the way they swore, man. Okay, you hear the talks of like I said, not only the martial law troops or the National Guards or I.C.E. Okay, they got the super soldiers, AI robots. Okay, AI advanced weapons. Okay, you just not had Trump wife. Okay, introduce a humanoid robot at the White House, man. Okay, and our people ain't prepared for stuff like that, man. Okay, and not only our people, the average American. Okay, we coming in the time of spring. Okay, summer, things get warm and hot. Okay, but at the same time, all hell about to break loose, man. Okay, and it says, it is sharper to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It could tempt the rod of my son as every tree. Yeah, so we ain't in the time of mirth, man. We in the time of all hell about to break loose. And that sword being sharpened. Okay, that Yahweh Shemal Shah putting the spirit on Esau Edom. Okay, to come with that sword, man, through their troops. Okay? But in the meantime, our people, looking for a spring break, the summertime, graduations, vacation, okay, traveling, cruises, okay? But now we're approaching more and more, coming up more travel bans and lockdowns, man. Okay? As we're at the time of all hell about to break loose, man. Okay? And it says, and he gave it to be furbished that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened. It is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Okay? So the Lord Yahweh Shemal Shah setting up Esau Edom. Okay? To bring that sword, man, in the form of the martial law troops. Okay? Their policies. They strict legislations. Okay? That they pushing. Okay? To be more of a as we come to more of a tyranny and dictatorship, man. Okay, fashion. Okay, when it comes to this government, mainly by the way of these elites and the government's officials doing their bidding. They bidding. Okay, yeah, boy, I tell you, man. And it says, "Cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by the reason of the sword should be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh." And that's what we're telling you. Okay, when it comes to the prophets of Yahweh Shemal Shah, start with the men on Great Millstone, and the true sincere brother and on down, man, that's out there teaching on the highways and byways. Okay, and this word being pushed by the way of the internet. Okay, as we constantly prophesying and giving warning to you tribes, man. Okay, that great judgment is coming. Okay, as we're entering the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, and part of Jacob's trouble is Esau Edom ready to come in as that flood, according to Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. When it comes to Esau Edom ready to come with their armies, man, their military, okay, their martial law troops. Not only Esau Edom, okay, but these heathen nations, okay, that's over here. They got the soldiers over here. through the due to NATO, okay, and the UN, UN, okay, NATO troops over here, and foreign troops, okay, from Russia, Iran, China, North Korea, okay. You got the talks of sleeper cells, okay, and so that the Lord's sharpening the sword, man, okay, and the stages are being set, okay, with the whole ICE situation, okay. Let's get this. Second Edges chapter 15. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Okay, the sword going into, once again, in this case, martial law. Okay, the troops. Okay, Esau Edom. Okay, and of course, it's going to be civil wars, race wars. The third is World War. Okay, because sword represent war, or instrument of war, and your modern day sword are guns. Okay, and advanced weapons. Okay, that we know today. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. Okay, that word woe means destruction. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And that's where you got your martial law troops, civil war, civil unrest, clash wars, race wars. Okay, the third is World War. Okay, for there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. Okay, everything lawless, all hell breaking loose. Okay, and they should not regard their kings nor princes. Okay, the modern day kings and princes are your government officials. Okay, leading to civil war. Okay, and all hell breaking loose. Okay, anarchy. The course of the action shall stand in their power. Okay, a man shall people taking matters in their own hand. Okay, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, travel bans, man. Okay, when it comes to the airports, soon when it comes to um when it comes to, by the way of ships cruising, okay, cruises, okay, or by the way of trains and buses, okay, cars, okay, when it comes to more travel bans, lockdowns, barricade, okay, through martial law, okay, checkpoints, okay, more surveillance, okay, biometric, okay, when it comes to facial recognition, palm scanning, okay, all that's leading to eventually the RFID micro being implemented, okay, and it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy the houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulations. They be coming in these times, man. Okay, the coming of famine. Okay, the coming of power outages. Okay, more and more poverty, homeless. Okay, leading to more and more civil unrest. And this place about to face his judgment. Okay, and ultimately this place America gonna be destroyed by the way of thermonuclear fire at the peak of the Third World War, also leading to the time of who the world called Christ, Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach, second coming, by the way of the chariots, okay, what the world called UFOs, the vehicles of the angels, and the salvation of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, okay, because only that this time the Lord going to deliver the elect, the 144,000 and the one-third, that's a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American descent, okay, when it comes to men, women, and children of the elect, okay, because according to Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8, two-thirds of our people are going to be cut off in judgment, okay, when it comes to the wickedness of our people, man, and them not repenting, okay, especially those are people that's going to trust in Esau, Edom, NWO, and receive that RFID micro, okay, because those of our people that take it, according to Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, they're going to be destroyed by the way of the missiles and the chariots when it comes to the fire, man, upon this place, America, okay, but prior before that, all hell gonna be breaking loose, man. Okay, when it comes to Jacob's trouble. Okay, let me get this and I'll get ready to close. This is Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 70. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay, insurrection means uproars of the people against the government. Okay, and you just had last year, Trump pushed the Insurrection Act. Okay, signed it as an executive order. Okay, for him to, just in case more uproars of the people. Okay, he had a right to deploy more troops. Okay, and it says, and they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Yeah, these troops. Okay, the Lord gonna put the spirit on them. Okay, to cause carnage, man. Okay, when it comes to Lord judgment. Okay, concentration camps, detention centers. Okay, the coming of more of the firing squad. You hear about that now? Guillotines, torture methods within these centers. Okay, roundups. Okay, if not even rounding up, execution on the spot, taking people out of their homes. Okay, breaking up and dividing families, separating them. Okay, it's about to get that bad, man. Okay, for you tribes, man. And it says, and then shall they know who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as a gold in the fire. And when it comes to the nation of Israel, starting with the elect, because we the Lord's chosen people. Okay, starting with the elect. And the Lord gonna be the covering of his elect. Okay, the Lord gonna form miracles for his elect. Okay, you're gonna have certain members of the elect that's gonna be martyrs, according to Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. Okay, those that's not gonna take that RFID micro and be beheaded. Okay, and those that die in the faith, they're gonna be the first ones risen up when Yahweh shall return to gather the rest of the elect that's not gonna see death. Okay, yeah, but the Lord gonna be the covering for his elect. Okay, with those the Lord deemed. Okay, when it comes to salvation. Okay, the Lord gonna be the covering of his elect when it comes to that spiritual intervention, man. Okay, when it comes to the Lord said that his servants is gonna be taken care of. Okay, his servants gonna eat, his servants gonna drink, rejoice. Okay, Lord performing miracles. Okay, spiritual power for certain men. Okay, on the covering and guide by the way of the angels. Okay, and so in these perilous times, the Lord gonna deliver his elect. Okay, that's a lot for that. And it says, oh, and it says, hear, O ye my beloved, say the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Okay, Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. And only the elect is going to be delivered. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh Bashim Shai is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, say the Lord, power Yahweh Bashim Shai. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. And that's our hope. Okay, that Yahweh Bashim Shai be with us, man. Okay, us are the hopeful elect. Okay, from here on out, man. Okay, as long as we keep on enduring, man. Okay, and being diligent when it comes to the men of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, start with the teachers, the prophets. Okay, and also the hopeful elect when it comes to the 1/3 as well, of men, women, and children of the believers. Okay, okay, the Lord gonna be the covering for us, man. Okay, and the Lord gonna lift up that standard, as I quoted earlier, Isaiah chapter 59 and 19. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. Okay. Hey, but the stage is being set, man. Okay, when it comes to martial law, man. Okay. Let me see it once again. Okay, you can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the lesson here, and I pray that lesson will edify till next time, Lord willing. Shalom to the hopeful. Shalom.